What up, family? Episode 213 of our weekly production stream. The focus of this episode will be to arrange and have at least a first rundown of the mix of a remix I'm doing for Meredith and I forget the other artist, but it's Meredith on the vocals, Canadian artist, and it's done for, I think this will be coming out on Nervous. I actually decided to do two mixes of my remix, similar to what I did for Moon Boots on Take Me to Your Body. I had a more techie and then I had a more funky one. So if they decide to take both, well, for a little fee, we'll be good with that. Or they can just opt to do the one based on the fee they've already paid. Yeah, that's the beauty of sketching and doing things in certain sessions, because you just can't do it all at once, and it's more efficient for you. You'll find yourself to be more productive with a very specific intention. So we're going to focus on our intention to get this thing arranged. I'll show you my screen so we can get this done proper. Now, the cat, where are you, girl? Are you behind me or somewhere? I don't know. Oh, there you are. You should slowly see the door opening. There you go. And she lets herself out. That's my cue to shut the door, so we will be uninterrupted. Studio cat. It's inevitable. All right. Let's refamiliarize ourselves with this beat, sound. Let's go. Bit faster than what I usually do in my normal 126.
Take the time to do yourself up. We going dancing.
So as I listen to this, I think I'm gonna keep my jacking snare sparse
Tense, baby.
in this techno mix. And I'll just bring in the snare like here every once in a while. Okay, that works. Let's listen to the more funked out version. And that's the thing, like, let me just, before we play the funky version, this noise filter, listen to the difference in the bass. It sounds dead. See, this is what a quality plugin is, right? Let's bring it back in. I'll even solo it out so you can hear the difference. I mean, I don't think I have a lot of drive. Oh, I got a little bit of drive on it, but just sounds much better that way. And I'm gonna mess with this filter. Generally, I'm going to keep it around 3,300 hertz here. I think it just sounds better that way. But wow, what a difference. That's interesting. So, good to refamiliarize ourselves with those components and know that, wow, okay, that can't go. We are in stereo. There is some stereo information in here. And it sounds good, but it's predominantly a mono thing, which is cool. Good for the clubs. I'm going to leave it in mono. Let's listen to this funked out mix. So we're going to mute our sub 37 bass because that's where the techno thing is. If memory serves me right, I had to play this bass line. Yeah, we used the ESM sub for this funky mix. So let's listen. Ooh. And you can hear the snare works well. Yeah. Oh, we got the noise filter on this. dope. Um, and we don't need a filtered bass for that one, simply because I'm playing it with the ESM here, the sub bass. I think if yeah, if you remember in the last episode, uh, I was trying to do a filtered bass, and because the bass notes weren't coming off of the stems nicely, I ended up playing the bass, and it just sounds better. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is hide anything that's not related to the techno mix. Let me move my window here. So in Logic, it looks like this. This H here is to hide. You just press H on your keyboard, and then you enable it by clicking H, and then you hit H again, and it's gone. So it's still there, but it's just in the background. I like to do this, especially when I'm arranging stuff and there's components in there that have nothing to do with the song, but I will need to come back to it. I just simply hide it and come back to it. So that works. Okay, so this is the beauty of remixes too, with a vocal, because it's pretty much already arranged, or I want to say 60% arranged. And the reason why I feel like that is if you look at the vocal and the time. So this is obviously the first part of her vocal comes in at the drop here. So that's her vocal stem. Yeah, there's two acapellas going on here. There's two events. That's interesting. Yeah, actually curious to just listen to this busy part. Let's listen to this busy part. Let's solo these two out. Let's go over here. Bar 41.
Pronto, sexy, trashy, nasty. Pronto,
So the vocals are,
Blonde.
sexy, trashy, nasty,
yeah, so
flashy.
it's like an ad lib sort of vocal part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sexy, trashy.
It's dope. It's dope. She did a good job on these vocals, and the EQ is great. So I don't even have to. It's already processed. I'm just going to worry about the gain staging there. But just to go back to my original point, the arrangement is pretty much already done, because you could see this is where her vocal starts, bar 17. So this is the first drop right there, and you could see, like, we can probably manufacture breakdowns throughout this, but the biggest point here is that that's 1 minute into the arrangement, and then her vocals end at about 4 minutes. So if I were to say, okay, we could pretty much get away with adding a minute right here, make it a 32 bar intro, which I think I'll do, because it's just, I think it creates a nice level of build and intensity. So that immediately brings the track from 4 minutes to 5 minutes. And you got to remember, we're at 128 BPM. So the stuff I do here is going to be DJ friendly stuff, the Q beats, I like to call it. So this is going to push it out to, 5-ish minutes. So I might as well just extend this. Sorry, my window was over it, but this is what I was talking about. This 4 minutes here, where the song ends. And now that I know, yeah, I'm going to add about a minute to this. I'm just dragging this out, extending the length of the song. If my trackpad will cooperate with me. So I'm going to take it to like 640. We're not going to use all of that, but at least it gives me enough space, to make sure any delays and the bounce out happens nicely, and the mastering engineer can cut accordingly. Might even be able to test this out this weekend at my gig. My mastering engineer cooperates with me and gets back to me ASAP. We will see. Okay, so now that we've determined that, let's go into machine. Here are all the drum pieces I programmed in. So there's that 808 snare. There's a clap of 909 clap I've added, which I think makes it pop more. Let's listen. Let's mute out the 909 clap. It's on 10.
Flashy.
Yeah, sounds dead without it. Sounds completely dead without it.
Take the time to do yourself.
Let's bring it back in. Yeah. Love that. Love that. The cat is meowing again. Mikita, it's not time to eat. If I let you in here, girl, you can't be meowing and distracting us. Hardcore. I mean, I know you got to eat in a bit, but I think you can wait. All right. So, let's try this. It's funny. You can see the door behind me slowly open. There we go. And what's up? You got to wait. Okay? You got half an hour. Let's give me a break here. All right, let's get these MIDI notes from the drums I programmed from Machine into this is mad large, yo. What's the view? Song. We go with medium. Yeah, let's go with medium. It's just so massive. Okay, Cheetah, come here. All right. Jeez, I give in. All right. So we're gonna go to our pattern here. You've seen this before. This is the pattern. This is audio. So let's bring these components in here because I want to be able to arrange all this stuff. So I'm just gonna move. Actually, I'll put it here to where everything drops. So from pad 1 to 16, it's all there. Now I can go back in here. Select all the notes. There we go. Delete these. Oh, wait. Nope. I don't want to delete the whole here. There we go. So we got all the notes out. Make sure they're all gone because we don't want phasing because it's going to be triggered by this window. Shit. Oh. Fuck. It deleted the notes. Fuck me. Oh, okay. Whew. Thank God for an undo button. I don't know what happened there. Let's listen back. That would have sucked. Okay, so thank God my undo worked. Let's drag all of these in here. All right, those are in there. Oh, I know what happened because I had these highlighted before. So when it was asking me to delete, it was asking about those. You got to be careful. There we go. All right, so that's all cleared up. We got our MIDI notes from the drum programming and Machine in here. Stuff like that. I'm deleting all the ones that have no MIDI activity on it. And I know the ones that don't have any MIDI activity on it because there's no text on those clips. So I'll play these back. Okay, so all these I'm just going to move over to, I guess what I'll call the first drop. We should also just trim this. I want to make sure. It looks like, okay, I think we'll be okay. I thought her vocal was starting just before the drop and it's like pretty much spot on. So we'll trim it up there. Cool. So as I said, I think I'm going to make this a bit more intense with a bit of a longer intro. 32 bars, so we need to start here at 33 bars. So this leaves enough space, right? So I think the next thing I'll do here, I'm just going to call this Meredith Box 1. I'm just going to name all of these tracks so I know what I'm doing in the arrangement. Meredith Vox 2, which is her ad-lib stuff. Sub 37, that's like the star of the show with this one. What is this? Oh, I think this is like a beat break, but let's listen. Okay, I'm just going to call that percussion. This is a beat break for sure. Beat break. Our outrageous kick, courtesy of Joey Pinto. This is a shaker. Kick multi-track. Oh, this is like that filler fit. Call that the rim shot. It's like a building. Yeah, I like that shit. That shit is dope. It's got a little swing in it too. That's why I like it. Here's our conga. So I will say right off the bat here, when it comes to the mix down, I probably will have the conga a bit lower in the techno mix than in the funky mix version. So I'm just making a mental note to myself. And the reason for that is with the techie mix, I just wanted to hit harder. And the conga gives it a disco funky feel in my humble opinion. So as I hear that, and it's already pretty low, like minus 19 on the fader here, right? Probably see it better this way. So yeah, it's minus 19. You can see how low the fader is in relation to the minus 6 dB for the other tracks. I'm honing in on these guys here. So minus 19. So it's already low, but it has enough good presence in there. So I'm just making a mental note to take it down when I do the funkier mix. What is this? I always get worried. Sometimes I get very worried I have too many things, like I have instruments occupying the same frequency spectrum. So I want to listen to this in relation to the close hat I have here for Machine. I like them all, to be honest. When it comes to, because we mix as we go along, one of these will definitely get an LFO sort of sidechain tool or a track spacer on it. And I might even use an exciter with a panning just to create a feel of some more stereo information. I haven't done that in a long time, so making a mental note to do that when we come back. So, all right. So the arrangement on this really should be quite simple. So I think with the bass line, we'll have it just drop in. I'm gonna play with the idea of automating it like halfway through, just so it ramps up. I've been doing this Mr. G sort of thing for a while. He's infamous for that, and having the elements ramp up in the early part of the arrangement, but we'll come back to that. Let's first think about our good old friend, the DJ. So I'm going to delay the open hat, which is this from our machine. Snare we're going to use sporadically on this tech mix, but we might use more on the funky mix. All right. So we got choices here, yo. I don't want to... Oh, so the first thing we got to do, let's name all of these. Name the regions by track, because I took the time to name them all. Okay. Decisions. Let's drag the percussion over here. Let's see what we got. I like that. I mean, they'll have to cue it up. And I'm going to use this part of her vocal like a crash. I think crashes are just so obvious most of the time. So I'm going to trim this. And then bring it over. So let's do that.
Flashy.
So I think we'll have that come in every other one. That should work. I think our muted close hat should be cool for machine. Very low, geez.
Flashy.
Okay. I like how we're layering this up. And as a result of how we use that ad-lib, the flashy thing, I'm going to mute it in the first part of the drop and let it come in. Well, that's the bass line from the funky thing. I got to mute that, and let's hide that again. But that tells me we definitely should slowly bring in the sub 37. So it's really just a matter of how we want to do that. I'm going to try it from I just want to hear what it sounds like from a filter perspective. See, that's too loud right off the bat, I think. We have it do it like this. Start at about 50 hertz. Okay. As opposed to this, let's leave it at the desired filter, about 3300. And yeah, we know it's the faders minus 7.4. So let's just play with the automation on a volume just to see how it sounds. I don't know. Versus, let's just shut off the automation for the volume. Versus this. Yeah, this is more intense. We start at 50 hertz. So let's go over to noise filter. This is the frequency. You could see it moving in here slightly. So it's always funny how I think this does it. Yeah, it does it as a percentage. That's funny. So when it's all the way up, it shows it as a percentage value of 1 or 100. So at 50, it's 0.2. 0.23-ish. So I'm just going to get it on the radar. And actually, while we're there, I think it would be good to know what that percentage is when it's at our desired target of 33. I'm going to go with 50-ish. Oh, 67. Bit off, but fairly close. So at least we know, like, this is a good point of reference, because now I know, all right, when I plot it in, as opposed to doing, like, sometimes I do this, I'll do it live, like the filtering stuff, but because I've heard how dramatically the sound changes if you're not careful with this noise filter on this particular sound, the sub 37, it could sound way too loud in certain parts or a bit overbearing. So I know at 33, that's like the ground level. And if I want to move it out of there, like slightly, I just know where it will be with this knob here. So we know 67, 3300-ish hertz translates to 65, 66. And if I go up here, we know that lands us in about the 80, the 0.8 range. So, cool, good to know. So I wonder if I can do that here. No, I can't type it in. So we know we want to start off at about 0.22. Here, I think, let's see. Let's see how. Yeah, I think it's good to start it there, just like that, because the DJ needs to capture, like, where's this action happening from. You want people to play your records. Like, I mean, it's fun to make arrangement sort of this technical game. It's, oh, DJ, let's see if you can mix this, right? Make it a little challenge for them. But most of the time, I want to make it as friendly as possible so they'd want to play this record. And you could still make the arrangement pretty interesting without feeling like you need to go nuts with it. I wonder.
We going dancing.
Okay, I was wondering if this clip is very different, but it looks like a carbon copy of the first clip.
Baby.
This one's different. Anyway, it's filtered down so low, we won't need to make any real distinction at this stage of the arrangement. Okay, so let's continue that. And my sense is we're going to do a ramp, especially here, into the drop. So, like right here, and then we'll ramp it right into our steady state. Remember, it's about 65-ish percent that gets us at our desired 3300 hertz gauge on the noise filter. It's interesting. The values always seem to change here. So messed up. Okay, so it's 69. Fitting, given the song's called Nasty. Anyway, let's continue. Okay, let's close this out. So we definitely need to give it some more. So I think this beat break will help. Yep, totally helps. And then we'll drop it right here. So something needs to happen right here after the completion of that 8th bar. So we got a range of things we can put in here. I can introduce the conga early and do an automated ramp up there. We can give it a little close hat, open hat action for a brief moment, just so the DJ knows, okay, I'm on beat as I'm mixing this in. Let's just try both. Or we even got this. Remember this extra hi-hat thing. I say extra because I felt like it's occupying the same frequency space as close hat. But wow, it's bringing a lot of. I have to sidechain this, man. Oh, it's already sidechained. Good.
Flashy.
Actually, I want to check the EQ of that. That just sounds like it has a lot of low-end information in there. Yeah, we can cut that a bit more. That's better. And I do think we benefit from an LFO on that.
Flashy.
So we know our ramp on the filter, the bass is working well into the drop. Oh, I got this one. I'm like, why isn't this moving? It needs to be over here.
Flashy.
Yeah, I'm actually going to take track spacer off of this instrument. These hats I just added.
Take the time to do yourself up. We going dancing. Dance, baby.
It's just testing which one sounds better. don't know. I'm undecided, so I'm gonna shut the yellow fold tool off. I'm gonna opt to not fully commit on having that in the intro of the arrangement. I think the conga might be a good add at this point, like after 8 bars. So
Flashy.
yeah, yeah. I think that works much better. So we'll have the conga in there. That's going to get ramped up though. So we know the conga level that I want here is at minus 19. So we'll just start it low and have it steadily ramp up. Oh, probably should just have it right there. So let's
Flashy.
yo, what's up? Chill. So, I'll let the fleshy go there.
Flashy.
Yeah. Right here.
Flashy.
Okay. That's cool. I'm just listening. This intro, though, it's very intense. Just wondering, should I put. So the.
Flashy.
Yeah, I think we'll add this shaker at bar 17. We're gonna delay the open hat. We're gonna delay
Flashy.
the snare. I'll bring that in later. Right here. Perfect. What's up, baby?
Flashy.
Perfect. Okay. I like how it goes into the drop. So we spent a bit of time on that intro. Much longer than normal. Yo, what's up? You want to eat something? It is time. These cats are accurate. I will be right back. It won't be long. Yeah. Come on, let's go. All right. Okay, we are back. Sorry that took a minute. All right. Yeah, so I think we'll make it even more intense. We'll bring in the open hat, um, like 8 bars after. We'll do the jacked up snare, the brief jacked up snare in this mix. After 16 bars, which is here, it's from 33 to bar 49. And that's where the bass line opens up. And I think we'll move this over here to signal the next body of the track. We'll have the filter come back down. Yeah, it should all kind of work. So yeah, let's see how this rolls. Let's just listen to it leading into the drop. And move my window here.
Flashy.
Perfect.
Take the time to do yourself up.
Perfect. And just the way she did that ad lib
Going dancing.
sort of signal naturally in the arrangement that the open hat has to happen there.
Tense.
This is perfect. We know all those work. Now it's just a matter of how long do I want this snare, this jacked up snare to happen. I think 8 bars is good.
We going dancing.
And then we're gonna do this rim shot thing for another 8 bars.
Tense, baby.
We haven't even opened up the filter on the noise piece yet.
Sexy, trashy, nasty, flashy, dumb. Sexy, trashy, flashy, dumb.
Perfect. The only thing about that is I think the rim shot is probably better if it comes after all of this activity in here, simply because I know once we start opening up the filter, it's going to create a bunch of different dynamics in the arrangement, right? So, yeah, I'm pretty certain that that will be the case. And if I'm wrong, whatever, I'll just change it back. Okay, so let's start messing with the filter here. So we got our baseline at 3,300 hertz here approximately. But the best way to know is to drag this across and just look at what this is doing, right? So pay attention to this as I drag this across. So it's actually at 3,430. Why is that now 3,900? Yeah, this plugin is buggy, man. That value should stay the same. You know what I mean? Like if it's 69, it should just stay there. Oh, I know what the bug is. It's because, let me see if it, let's test this. That's wild. What did I just do there? What is that? Oh, I don't need to worry about that. That is wild. So it's it's just changing the value. It doesn't anchor itself to this automation point. So I need to be a bit careful there. But I think it will do its thing. Let's see here. Let's just see it. Yeah, it'll do its thing as I move this up.
Take the time to do yourself up.
And then we bring it back.
We going dancing.
So we can't rely on numbers here. We got to rely on the sound. I mean, the numbers work
Are you
for
feeling yourself?
this part of the arrangement, intro. But everything else here is a feeling. So
Flashy.
you just got to listen and move the indicators accordingly. I think we should go with a very slow ramp.
Take the time to do yourself up. We going dancing. Tense, baby.
Yeah, I like that. Maybe that's just the way we do it. For every clip at the start of it, we just drop the filter and have it ramp up, but not too high. I think 70s should keep us safe. But again, like this is way outside of the steady state hertz that I wanted, so I almost have to like play with these values and while watching what's going on over here. Interesting. So we probably have a plus or minus, 3,300 to 3,100 and upwards to like it's plus or minus 10% basically, and upwards to 4,000-ish hertz. So anyway, let's continue, and let's just see how this feels after the first drop. So let's go back here.
Flashy. Take the time to do yourself up. We going dancing.
Yeah.
Tense, baby.
Perfect.
Sexy, trashy, nasty, flashy, long. Sexy, trashy, flashy, long.
Are
Ooh.
you feeling yourself?
Sexy, trashy, nasty, flashy, long.
This is that is the perfect breakdown. Oh my god. What a beautiful accident. I love it. Serendipity is the best shit ever. Okay. I'm gonna leave that shit just as is. That is such a great unplanned breakdown event. It's perfect. It'll just come out of nowhere. And then when we come back to the beat here, I'm gonna delay the open hat by 1 bar. It's one of my signature moves. Drag that right across. Close hat. We'll have that on the 1. Clap. I'm gonna delay that a little too, but only by 4 bars. Is that 4 bars there? No, 1 more over. So from 73, and it should give this feeling of, okay, we're back in the groove, but it's a bit intense. And I'm gonna lead these, I like to call these zigzag Z patterns when it comes to the filter values here, right? But on this one, instead of 67, I'm gonna make sure it starts at like 50 It was like 900 hertz. Just sounded nice. Like I got the preview of that back here, right? Let's drag this over again. Look at this guy here as I drag this bar over. Now it's 1,000. So it's this thing, man. This plugin, it's wonderfully unstable. I'm going to remove this because it's confused. I just want it here. Perfect. 974. I can live with that. So let's listen to this going into the breakdown, into the next body of the arrangement.
Sexy, trashy, flashy, blonde.
This is
Are
sick.
you feeling yourself?
Sexy, trashy, nasty, flashy, blonde.
Nasty.
This is perfect. Perfect. I will say,
Sexy.
this is perfect. The only thing about this breakdown and leading into the next drop, it needs something like I did this on Mad Stacks. It's like a snare fill, where it cues in the next drops, like bop 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 bop, something like that. So we need to find that fill. I'm going to do that after because I'm just interested in completing. Let's get the arrangement to a really good spot. Or actually, you know what? I don't even need to find that fill. What I'm going to do is reverse this. So we're going to do a bounce in place and reverse this rim shot. So let's do that now, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I want to make sure
Flashy, blonde.
this is already EQ'd.
Flashy, blonde.
There it is. So it's EQ'd already. This should not be controversial. And this sort of reverse techno stuff, this is like Derek May shit. He used to do this all the time with rhythm tracks. I haven't bounced in place in a while, I'm sad to say. Actually, I can just do it on the right click. Yeah, there we go. So that's the beauty of the bounce in place. We basically say it's a new track, normalize it if you have to. And I got this here. And I'm just going to take that clip. I need to go to the file level. Reverse the whole thing. There it is. You can actually see it change. And that actually feels a bit long. Let's get rid of this.
Flashy, blonde.
So I just wanted to do it just before the drop. So let's listen to it.
It's
an energy thing.
Are you feeling yourself?
Sexy, trashy, nasty, flashy, blonde. Flashy, blonde.
Wait, that was weird. It's almost like it didn't do it, like it just skipped over it. Maybe it needs to be longer. It just felt too long to me, but let's try that again.
Blonde.
Right here.
Nasty.
Blonde, flashy, blonde.
this came in a bit early, so that close hat needs to go there. And I wanted to delay it by 4 bars on the open hat, so this really should be at 75. And I think we're good. I still think I can make this this bounce in place a bit more dramatic, but we can deal with that on the final mix down.
Sexy.
And our filter knobs cooperating. Drop right here. And again, so now that I know all that works good, after 16 bars, gonna bring in our jacked up snare. I'll let it go for another 8 bars. And here, like, I don't really go for the long, elongated breakdowns. I just don't think they're necessary. But what I am gonna do is we are going to rock this bass line down to like the 50 marker, 1000 hertz piece. Oh, that's weird. Why is that? Huh. Let's just check the length of this. Sorry. I was looking at this and trying to understand why this is shortened, and it's shortened because I think it's just because of the way I pasted this. So I'm going to move that over. Yeah. Whew. So, sorry, back to what I was saying. We're going to have this, just our normal bass line going.
We're on point.
This could be another breakdown. I don't know.
In the blues. Sexy.
My kick is just dirty, man. Yeah. Okay. So at this point, I'm just trying to determine how we move into this next phase of the body. It's pretty much the last part of the body for the arrangement.
We're on point.
Okay. So I like that breakdown where she says we're on point, but it's like, I don't know, maybe we only do 4 bars of that, and then we're back into this. This might work. Hold on. So 4-bar breakdown, it's like it's an intermission, right? And maybe we'll do the reverse rim shot here. have that happen there. Oh no, let's see if this works. It might work. It's a pretty fast event, but let's see how it goes.
Gone.
We're on point.
Yes. 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 I love it when this shit just works. You know, this is the game of arrangement, man. So now we can decide, all right, do we just go back to the beat, or do I definitely want to get like a baseline breakdown. So I think that should happen here. And when it's a baseline, when it's a beats and bass breakdown, this needs to be filtered way down. Like people need to feel like, oh, okay, like this is the crazy groove right here. So I'm gonna go 38. I want to see what happens there. Wow, it's a 470 hertz, but even that isn't guaranteed. Let's see. Okay, so it works, but what we're gonna do is make sure it sort of stays in that groove. So at 111, we're gonna bring it right back to that 34-ish area. So it'll feel like it's going up, and then it's gonna come back down. So that's the effect we're looking for. Let's try it out. Back down.
Gone. Nasty.
Just put it all out there.
Know your stuff.
You got nothing to lose.
Know your stuff.
Okay. It works. The only thing I'm going to change is the expression in the bass line. It looks like that particular clip, I was holding excuse me. Let me drink my coffee. You hate it when that happens. You get like a dry throat attack from talking so much. Damn. So I think I'm good now. So, as I was saying, what I'm going to do is duplicate the first part of this, because I don't want to go into those sustained notes just yet. Because it just, texture-wise, or expression-wise, rather, it just changes the vibe. And I don't want that happening so soon there. I want it to feel like a baseline breakdown, a sustained baseline breakdown. And then I think, so that's probably happening for what? This is 8 bars maybe? Yeah, it's roughly 8 bars. Oh, we should know here. Let's just do the math. 107 to 115 is 8 bars. Okay. So let's listen to that.
Gone.
We're on point.
Sick. See what I mean? Rather than a wah, 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 which is going to happen later here.
Nasty.
Just put it all out there.
Know your stuff.
You got nothing to lose.
Know your stuff.
Use a 10, baby.
Flashy.
Okay, great. So all of that works. Now, the only thing I want to figure out is where I can put a nice ride symbol in the middle of that, or if I even need it at all. Ride symbol. How do I'm just refamiliarizing myself with the key. That's D. No, that's E. That's E. So I want to find a ride symbol, and I need to be conscious of the notes. So we start at D sharp. So E or D sharp should work. Okay, let's go with E for that. Loop cloud. I mean, I think I'll only do this for, at the most, 8 bars. Does everything look like a GTA? Latin Afro House. Oh my God. It's crazy. Oboe loops. Ooh, that might be interesting. Oboe is an interesting instrument you don't hear too much, especially in underground electronic music. Anyway, I digress. Let's find ride loops. I don't want to kick and ride. I just want to ride. There we go. Loops. What do you mean you can't find anything? Give me a break. Let's do that again. I need to type ride symbol. Loops. All right. There's something weird going on there. It's a little buggy. Let's make sure that it's in the key of E. Let's see. Let's listen to it in the part where we want it. So we want it around here. 107. Let's listen to it for 4 bars. Make sure I'm saving this. Jeez, the worst. I don't like that. I love this ride symbol so much, man. I don't know. I might. Yeah, this one's better. Fuck it, I'm using it. I'm saying fuck it because I know I've used this on other shit, but I just love the way it sounds, man. Like straight groove. Whatever. All right, we'll bring that in. So I think that works well. I just felt like there's could just be me. I just feel like her vocals should enter here somewhere. Maybe like right on a drop, but let's listen back. And I'll know exactly where to put the vocals.
We're on point.
Okay, it's fine. And then she comes back.
Nasty. Put it all out there. Know your stuff.
Okay, so I think the ride should be a bit delayed. And that being said, let's see where all these guys fall in. So we're back in action here. The snare comes in after 16 bars. Very sporadic. Which I'm cool with. Well, let's listen back. We'll
We're on point. Nasty. Put it all out there. Know your stuff. You got nothing to lose. Know your stuff.
Okay. So I like to take out any sort of open hat stuff when the ride is playing. Just to give it give the ride its space, and to also reduce the amount of high frequency collisions that are happening too. I do think the clap should happen like after one bar after that baseline drop. And I love doing these like subtle changes on the arrangement. You know, people are just like, oh, okay, it was delayed there, it's delayed there. It starts to become pretty predictable, and then you just change it here. But it's still a groove. And if anything, it's enhancing that part of where you are in the arrangement. And this to me is peak right here. This is peak shit right here. And then we got our outro and the song is done. So let's listen to it from this mini breakdown.
Nasty. Flash.
See how it makes us feel.
We're on point.
Perfect. Yeah. I think I'm gonna introduce the snare a bit earlier too. Like right, and this is the beauty of having stems, and you're letting the vocal in this case and the bass line anchor our arrangement decision. So we're gonna do the jacked up snare only for a little bit, right? How many bars is this? I'm just curious. Like under 4 bars. And then we're gonna let the ride cymbal come in, open hat. I think we'll allow that to rock, and if I can, I'll bring back the jack and snare. So let's listen from the top.
Nasty. Put it all out there. Know your stuff. Nasty.
And it's actually off.
Put it all out there.
The snare where it landed is way off. That's why it wasn't 4 full bars. I dragged it in there off, but it worked. It's just too different though that I don't want to switch it up that way. It should work here. That clap is crispy.
Nasty.
way her voice distorts there.
Got nothing to lose. Know ya understand. Use a 10, baby.
Perfect. And having her
Flash.
vocal do stuff there
Use a 10, baby.
doesn't make sense to put
Gone.
jacking snare in there yet.
Use a 10, baby.
Wow, there's just so much we can do with this. I want to see. This might have to be a 48 bar body. Yeah, so I mean, it could go either way. This is probably 32 bars here. Yeah. I don't know. Let's stick to the 32 bars just for the, just to align with the events of the vocal. So now I'm just thinking, okay, we got our last body here. We've got a ride cymbal and bass and beats breakdown here. I'm just trying to determine, this is peak shit, right? So let's see what's happening with the automation on the bass line. Is it opening up? And it is. But is it peaking? That's the magic question. And peaking to me with this sound is probably like 4,800 hertz, 48 to 5,000. And then we can do another, this looks like 16 bars here. No breakdown. It's actually 14 bars is what we got there. Huh. All right, let's listen to this and see where we place the snare, and then the rest should come to us. Be able to get away with the snare coming back here. Let's listen again.
Put it all out there.
I just thought it'd be too busy with the vocal events happening here.
You got nothing to lose.
But might be able to get away with it.
Use a 10, baby.
Now, the snare needs to come here.
Use a 10, baby.
Okay, so because it's peaking there, I think the ride cymbal will complement it. But you'll notice, again, when the ride is playing, the open hat isn't. It's important to make sure there's, space for those frequencies. Oh, great. Mastering engineer's back with some stuff. Okay. And then we'll go into the bass line and have it basically get into our outro. And I think, this is, having structure. The advantage of having structure in your arrangement is you can easily move back and forth between things and know that they're going to work. So what I mean by that in this case here, um, because I know I need to fill the space here, we're now getting into our outro part of the track. We're at 4 minutes here. Um, I think this is really just going to be 16 bars of the bass line filtering down, basically, and then we're just fading we're just fading it out into the beats and outro. So I'm gonna have her vocal ad lib stuff start over here, and it should work out well. So this is 16 bars. You can see she's cued. This is the dance thing she's saying here, but I think we'll be okay to rearrange that, because mathematically we know the stuff in this intro works, and it'll be a nice way to fade the beat out. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let me just make sure this is 16 bars. And the other thing is, we know we don't need this intense, this purple clip. That's why I colored it, because I know this is the one where the bass line goes crazy, where I'm sustaining the notes, like I'm doing the. And I think the cutoff is even open. So I know that's happening here in the purple clip. Because we're now leaning into the outro, I don't want to do that again. I just want this straight groove. And yeah, I think we could, let's make it even more crazy. I think we can do that reverse rim shot here. Drop everything out, do that reverse rim shot, and then go into that. I think it'll work, man. You never know unless you try. So let's do that here, because we know it worked here. So let's just do the shit again here. Pull that back. And it's gonna feel like, whoa, this just rolled up on us again. But it's perfect. It's cueing it, or signaling that, hey, there's a change here. And that's what we want. So I'm gonna pull that ride back. I really should drag this. I just want to know where the 16 bars are. So from here, so 139, there we go. 139 and 155. That's 16 bars. Okay. So we're good there. So what I want is this sub bass here, the sub 37, and perfect. It just dragged it right out, which is fine by me. I'm actually going to move this to 16 bars, which is 155. And then it's just going to keep rolling there. Yeah. So I think we give it the beats, but stripped down. I don't think we need to bring the jacked up snare in again whatsoever. So we're going to drag this over here. No, it should be 139. There we go. So it's going to start at 139. And we're not going to have any delay in the claps or the open hat. It's all going to start right here, because this is outro shit now, right? I'm taking out the jacked up snare. 16 bars. It's right there. This is her vocal. And her vocal is like sparse within these 16 bars, right? So Now we're gonna just bring this, assuming we'll only do another 16 bars after this first 16 bars. I'm gonna put this here, 155. And here, I think I'll just use automation. I'll just ramp it down either with the filter, which probably do, bringing it back to that 50 hertz in terms of the automation where we started back here. I'm curious now to see if it's going to be the same value, but yeah, 49. I just dragged the playhead over there. We're now over here. So by the time it hits, that's the end goal, is for this to ramp down from here down to the 49 hertz, and we address that as here. Cool. So that should work and carry us through. We can drag it across. So 16 more bars from 155 is over here. So this is now, I know this is where we need to end. And this is a total of 32 bars from 139, which is fine. Okay. Let's drop all this in. Kick, conga. And with the conga, we'll do automation to ramp the volume that just takes it down after the first 16 bars. Because again, remember what I said, I want the conga here, not only from a volume perspective to lay back in this mix down, but I wanted to have presence, but I don't want it to be front and center of everything. So by the time it lands here, which is 16 bars, this conga is going to be pretty much out from a volume perspective. So boom. I just take that right down. It's done. And those sort of subtle things make the track feel like it's coming to an end without saying it's coming to an end necessarily. So that works. I think we take out the close hat by that time too. So by 155, the close hat should be out. We'll leave the the open hat should be out. The close hat, I'm just going to mimic what's happening here in the beginning of the arrangement. So it's going to play right through to the end. The clap will probably come out 8 bars after that first 16 bars from the drop off. So 155, all we do is look at 155 plus 8 is 163, right? So the clap will play up to 163. No more funky jacked up snare. Close hat is in there. A shaker still going. So the last piece is the kick. I think the kick should come out at 155. It should all just drop out. But who knows? Let's see how it sounds. Actually, yeah, it should come out. Only these 3 deep break, percussion, and shaker should continue playing, which is what we got. But this needs to feel like the song is coming to an end now. Perfect. do, just want to line this up here, and we'll just have her vocal hit right there at the end. Like a final, I'm out sort of thing. Just want to go back and check that. 139, 32 bars is here. Yeah, 171. It's actually 169, 32. No, it's 171. So that ends there. Dope. Okay. So these should go here. Definitely gonna the sub bass, sub 37 should definitely be out by the time we land here. Listen to this part.
Dong.
Let's just extend all of these over. We'll reduce it further here. Look at the beginning. Yeah, this shaker is going to come out. We already got automation on the conga. And then
Flashy.
dope. That's it. That is baked. That's done. So I've saved that, put that away. I think so. Now that I've saved that, this other piece should be easy. So I'm gonna save that again, make sure it's saved. I'm gonna do a save as. Let me move my window here. Save a copy as. Nasty remix. This is gonna be funky. So we know really from an arrangement perspective. Actually, let me pause here and think about this. Yeah, we're going to do that because some of the volume levels may need to be different. I might EQ it slightly different. So I think it's good to make the distinction. So let's do that. So we know right off the bat, we're going to mute the sub 37. And let's just hide that. We don't need it for this mix. We do need our sub bass line though. So let's unmute that. And hit hide again. So I'm just going to bring the sub bass line here. I already know, we already sort of know what's happening. The only thing that's going to rock this different is the length of the jacked up snare, like I was saying before. We need to unhide this and unmute it. So this is our main loop here. I wonder if... So it's got that dun, dun thing at the end.
Flashy.
So I'm gonna make a copy of that. I want to make this intro a little different. Well, not too different, but in terms of the loop, because it's just a 1 bar loop predominantly, with a change up at the end. I just want to have the intro be a bit different. So let's just half the intro. Let's do it like that. Got a noise filter here that I can fuck with.
Flashy.
So here I'm gonna record my automation because it just makes it a bit more dynamic. So I'm gonna have it do its thing. Actually, I'll record my automation from bar 17 to, what is that, 31? Or bar 30 rather. And yeah, and then I'll copy that into different areas of the arrangement. So this should be pretty quick. First thing we want to do is make sure this is on what's called touch. It's just going to record all the movement here. I'm going to put it in low latency to make sure that what I do here is captured accurately here. We've already seen the inaccuracies or how the value of the noise filter changes when it comes to automation. So it's more about the capturing the movement accurately. And from a numbers perspective, I'll just have it be flat from bar 1 to 17. So let's just do that now. Here we go.
Flashy.
So that's exactly what I want. I'm going to change this to read, which means it's just going to read the automation pieces and not necessarily what I'm touching. And my hope is I could generally copy these automation pieces to different parts of the arrangement and, you know, it giving me the vibe that I want. So let's listen to the beginning of this. So I'm good with that. I think it should be a bit more open.
Flashy.
I'll do some little. Bring it back down. Just this random stuff. Have it ramp up here. That works for me. And by the time it gets here, we should color this differently. By the time it gets to the drop here, it should be like it'll open up and be very dynamic. Perfect.
Flashy.
Hopefully this rim shot shit works. I think it will. Alright, so now that I know I got some nice dynamics in my main sample going with the automation I have from the noise filter, here is where I'm going to copy the automation, and I'll adjust accordingly depending on where we are in the arrangement. And then I'm just going to hold Option here. Let me move I'm just looking to see where my screen is. And I'm just going to drag, no, so it's not working. There we go. Drag this over here. Oh, damn, no. There we go. And I'll probably start it a little higher here. So just bring these over here. Double click those, double click that. So it just feels like it starts a bit higher versus down by comparison to this. So let me shut this off. Low latency. Save. So this is leading into the first drop. So fingers crossed, everything works.
Flashy. Take the time to do yourself up. We going dancing. Dance, baby.
Okay, great. So right off the bat, we are going to boost the conga a bit higher in this mix, like I said before, because it's funky, right? So 19 dB. So we erase that. We're just gonna raise this up. Let's listen to it. Nice.
Sexy, trashy, nasty, flashy,
Right. The other thing is we're gonna start the open hat earlier. It's only gonna be delayed by 1 bar. It's just because of how the main sample loops. It's a 1 bar loop, so we need to add elements there sooner than later to just keep the groove interesting, right?
Take the time to do yourself up. We going dancing.
Conga definitely needs a track spacer on it.
Dance, baby.
sexy, trashy, nasty, flashy,
Just side chaining this with the kick.
sexy, trashy, flashy.
All right. This is sounding dope already, man. Let's add a chorus to the main sample to give it sort of a thickening edge to it. But let's listen first.
Take the
weird going on with the conga there, but I like it.
We going dancing.
It's gotta be track spacer. Let's see
Dance,
what.
baby.
That works for me. Let's check out the chorus on the main. I got distracted.
Dance,
That's more chorus, less chorus here.
Take the time to do yourself up.
Okay, that's too much. Let's go back to the single. Actually, I don't know.
dance, baby.
Okay. I wanted to test the resonance.
Dance,
Yeah. Hear that resonance kick in. Okay, this is good. All right, I'm good with the dual. You probably haven't seen me do that technique too much, but this dual thing, if you do have this plugin, mess around with this. It's good to have both on sometimes. Also, the mix of this chorus is a bit higher than usual. The rate, I'm gonna sync this up with the internal LFO. It just syncs up with the tempo of the DAW, so it always feels like it's bouncing. All right, let's zoom in. We are going to copy these automation points. So this is the first. Oh wow! So we actually need to copy this first. I want a full. Jeez. I want a full 16 bars out of this. So every time I copy it, I know we're straight. And you can mess around with this, but you see it's just going up and down. We're essentially creating virtual dynamics as a result of that approach. I'm gonna highlight all of these. There we go. Well, it's really cooperating here. This doesn't happen too often with Logic, with any automation. Save. So now we got that clip in there. This is a wonderful 32 bar clip of all that automation, all synced up, good to go. We boosted our conga because this is the funky part. So now, or the funky mix rather. So now I want to see if we got the snare coming in at the right time. Do we need to add it earlier? But I definitely wanted to have longer stretches in this mix. I also want to test something here. I want to test a cutoff with this bass line. So let's. I like it here. So anyway, that came about very quickly. And you know what? It doesn't make sense for me to mess with the cutoff of that sub and make it sound almost acid-like, because that's what the first mix is. That's what the techno mix is. I'm a little worried here. Oh, whatever. I did a save as the funky, and I thought it would just move to this. But whatever. When I do the final mix down for the first one, it'll be the funky one because it thinks I'm messing with it. But whatever. It might be good. Okay. So let's see. This piece works here. The breakdown.
Gone. Nasty, flashy, gone. Sexy, trashy, flashy, blonde.
Are you feeling yourself?
Sexy, trashy, nasty, flashy, blonde.
Okay, here I think we can benefit from doing a little filter thing here. And it'll just dive back into that vibe here. Go down.
Blonde.
Are you feeling yourself?
Sexy, trashy, nasty, flashy, blonde.
Perfect.
Take the time to do yourself up.
So I'm going to have the snare come in earlier on this second body of the arrangement.
Nasty. Sexy.
Right here.
Flashy, flashy, trashy. Sexy, trashy, nasty, flashy, blonde. Sexy, trashy, nasty, flashy, blonde.
Back here again.
We're on point.
Perfect. And then we'll bring in the bass line a little bit later. Right here. Sick. That totally works out. Right when this, well, we might have the snare come in earlier. Let's see. Have it drop out when the ride comes in.
Nasty.
Perfect.
Put it all out there.
Demuir stuff.
You got nothing to lose.
Demuir stuff.
Use a 10, baby.
Flashy.
Use a 10, baby.
Here we go. And this is the last part of the arrangement. Simple.
Use a 10, baby.
Oh, shit.
Use a 10, baby.
Okay, so this needs to be more abrupt. Drop it there. Come back to the bass line here. Yeah, and we had the bass line going right throughout. I'm actually gonna take it out. Oh no, I'll leave it in the same spot, but we'll just fade it out with automation. So I think that works well. All right, let's listen to this last part.
Use a 10, baby.
this part, but let's just rock with it.
Stomp.
Flashy.
Stomp.
Yeah, we'll have the kick and the bass end at the same time.
Stomp.
Flashy.
Perfect. And that's it. This funky version is done. It's funny when I open up what I saved as the funky version, it'll be the tech version, which is fine. It's all good. Let's just do some other quick mix as you go along things now that we're here. That snare can be beefed up.
Baby.
So we need to put a pull tech on that snare. Let's punch that up. Pull tech.
Baby.
The punchier one sounds better to me.
Stomp.
Let's see what it sounds like going right to the stereo bus.
16. Trashy.
Baby.
I don't know. Sounds. I think it'll work. It'll be fine in a drum bus.
Stomp.
Bomb.
16. Trashy.
So let's add some parallel compression from the snare bus.
Baby.
There we go. And let's EQ that 100 hertz out of it. Actually, let's gain stage it first.
16. Trashy. Nasty. Flashy. Stomp.
Yeah, so let's bring it down on the gain stage a bit.
Flashy.
Baby.
All right, and here, Pro Q4. Shave out 100 hertz.
Bomb.
16. Trashy. Nasty. Flashy. Stomp. 16. Trashy. Flashy.
Baby.
Okay, that works.
Stomp.
Track spacer.
16. Trashy. Nasty. Flashy. Stomp. 16. Trashy.
Check our main loop.
Baby. Baby.
Perfect.
Trashy, nasty, flashy, stoned. Sexy, trashy, flashy, baby.
Open hat sounds a little loud to me. That's better there. Let's check the shaker out. Shaker's good, but shave for insurance. Curious what this. Yeah. Okay, that's fine there. Shaker we've addressed. Shaved out some low stuff. Let's check the conga quickly. Over here. Put a dynamic EQ there. Narrow the Q. Make it dynamic. And I'm just gonna carve out a little dip here because the vocal happens around the same place.
Take the time to do yourself.
Gonna make it dynamic as well.
Get home dancing.
And it has extra insurance, track spacer, so the kick is getting through. Basically doing the same thing. I'll shut track spacer off there. Fade this out.
Take the time to do yourself.
Okay, that's good.
Dancing.
Let's check it out in stereo.
Dance, baby.
Oh yeah, and we got the ride symbol. Where is that? Ride symbol. Okay. Right here, right? Yeah, that definitely, you can hear it at low frequency in there. Look at that. Let's see if we gain stage it here.
Use a 10, baby.
Let's just loop this part. EQ this accordingly. That's all we need is this information here. Okay, that's good. right. Console one's kind of screwed up. I'm pretty sure it's because I did the bounce in place instrument here. It's throwing these all out of whack. It's so strange. Okay, so this is a good first rough mix of the funky version. Actually, let me go to the clap. That pad 10 here. Yeah, so I did EQ that. Let me just check the gain stage on it. Wow, it really comes in. So I need a gain stage that down. There we go. And that clap sounds extra crispy because we put a bit of punch on the transient there. That's 6.5 dB. I mean, if we take it out, I'm sure it'll sound very different. Let's solo that out for you. I'm gonna take out the punch now. Punches out, back in. Out. That's subtle. Okay, so I think that's good. The only other thing I think I'll probably do, I might probably just do it now because it gives me much more control. It's her vocal. I'm gonna send it to my it's vocal 1 and 2 here. Oh, it's doing that. Shift. There we go. I'm gonna send her vocal stuff to my vocal bus. So bus 12 over here. It's just mainly for control purposes, so we should see her vocal here. Yeah, so we need to raise it because we gain staged at -3 dB. Her vocals are processed too, which is another reason why I wanted to leave it at -3. I don't want my stuff working hard.
Take the time to do yourself off.
I'm gonna shut off the compressor.
Take the time to do yourself off.
Just so buried in there.
Take the time to do yourself off. Take the time to do yourself off. We going dancing. Dance, baby. Dance, baby.
Okay, so I think that's good for now. We were able to get off exactly what I wanted to do today, which is 2 mixes, fully arranged, and then I'll just send them the roughs of this, and they can tell me which one they want to go with, or if they want both, then it'll get nailed up. So anyway, I'm going to leave you with that. Hope you got a lot out of this episode 213. Much love and respect. Peace.